So tell us sort of, programmatic is not a new thing now for the agencies, for the holding companies. I mean, for media in general. But what are they looking for? What really kind of are the demands of the demand side of the marketers and their agencies, and that they come to you and you guys want to solve?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now in the crazy world we live in, agencies and marketers are cost conscious. And so they're thinking about transparency and suppression of fees and making sure they have direct and efficient access to supply. And then there's really the kind of greater trend of convergence and planning and holistic management of an audience across screens. And that comes back to the needs for identity and the future of it with all the kind of industry regulations happening. And so I think those three key factors are where we're spending a lot of our time.
Yeah, the challenge of identity is just getting more and more intense, isn't it? With regulations and the moves by Apple. You must be getting a lot of questions. So, as a DSP, as a platform, what are you telling the buyers, and what are their issues, and how do you hope to solve for that? And what are sort of alternatives to mobile identifiers and cookies, third-party cookies?
Yeah, we definitely try to educate and understand the space and understand compliance with identity and the future of it. I think there are some alternatives. You're seeing an increase in contextual buying, but then really educating the space about the need for a scaled source of truth for identity. And making sure you can holistically manage that across your relationships and across different buying platforms. I mean, I've spent most of my career or all of my career in programmatic, and I think so much of that time has been spent in kind of dispelling these misconceptions. Um, I personally feel, and I know Xander is really driving to solve a lot of the challenges that marketers and agencies see today by streamlining into a platform, by using a platform to get greater control and transparency. There's often this misconception that programmatic is cheap or remnant or a black box. And just with the advancements in our space, the better business practices surrounding transparency and access to data really should kind of give buyers ease of mind that platforms are really a place to activate and streamline their buying, all with kind of a single application and an audience and a single source of measurement truth.
So let's talk about CTV,
Mhm.
which is incredibly growing incredibly quickly. Prices are pretty high. Some of the performance is not altogether clear. Measurements a little bit funky. What's going on, with the demand side for CTV, and how are you guys managing that?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a tremendous growth and we're focusing a lot on some of those challenges you're referencing. So, there's no common framework for contextual definition for connected television. And so that's where having direct and transparent relationships with the media owners or the content owners themselves is very important. Another thing I like to talk about is kind of a second flavor of supply path optimization, but instead of access to supply, it's access to content and making sure each buyer understands how and where they are getting access to certain television content. And then, of course, identity and connected television has been a challenge for industry that we're all collectively trying to solve. And so making sure buyers understand and have relationships with the scaled platforms or media owners that have a kind of true scale deterministic audience set. I think that's where we're seeing a lot of the investment going and focus going.